Pretty good bur oak here and one water oak. That guy didn't cut very good. His bur oak cut really good though. Got just a little bad spot there in the heart, but doesn't go anywhere. Be all right. Dad's on his way down there to get the others marked so we can buck them up. It's soft, it's wet. It rained quite a bit over here yesterday. We'll probably have to give it a day or so a rest to kind of dry back out. It's raining right now. We got quite a bit of rain over here yesterday. We come over here yesterday morning early. I say early. We got to the job site about the same time we always do, shortly after 7:15, somewhere in there. And if you guys watched all of the last video I posted, at the very end of the video, you see me on the Mac getting ready to unload a load of logs. So Brandon got the Mac buttoned up. I've been telling people it's about 90 to 95% done. I say that because we've still got to put the marker lights on it. I don't have my minimizers yet to put on it, and we haven't got the back tag put on. So I haven't been loading super heavy, but I've just, we wanted to bring it over Monday. Brandon actually drove it over here while me and Dad were here cutting, and we got a load of logs, hauled it home. I hauled one Tuesday evening, come over, then hauled one yesterday morning. Just out of curiosity, I use the Timber Tracker app to scale my logs on the yard. Biggest load was the load I hauled Tuesday at 3,400 feet even. The load Monday that Brandon hauled was 3262. Then I think yesterday's was 2727 on the footage. Now keep in mind, we're not loading real heavy. It's still just kind of, said trial run. We're not just, you know, going through the gauntlet with it just yet. But hopefully, you know, on average, we'll be running about, I'd like to be about 3,000 feet of load every time, which a lot of it has to do with the size of the logs, which we've hauled some big logs this week. So right now, with the rain coming on as wet as it is, we're gonna try to get some logs out, kind of up there where Dad's at. Just enough to try to put together a load that we can come over. Maybe, I don't think I'll come over today and grab them. I might, I don't know. Tomorrow, this weekend. We've got 2 or 3 loads to haul. We need to get hauled in. The wet weather coming on. We're calling for some more rain next week, so still 550-less, but that's about to change. I think it's about done. So let's jump on here and go get some logs out. So F550 is, I'm going to say this too, it is 95%. It seems like everything here lately is 95%. So the bed's on. The only thing we're missing is the mud flaps. I just picked this up today. Not long ago, actually. So, gentleman that put them on, Destry known Destry my whole life. Destry's dad has run that welding shop for longer than I've been alive. He's built Lord knows how many beds, trailers, etc. for my dad throughout the years. They're about the same age. So Destry and I, we've kind of known each other quite a while. So Destry now, he builds me beds. And quick thing about these beds, these are not a cheap bed. These are not something that you're just gonna, you know, they're just not a cookie cutter bed. They're not just a bunch of them laying around. When you order one, they are built. They are built heavy and they are built right. Everything about this bed is, you know, the last one was 14 years old that I had. This one here, you know, I'd like to run at least another 10 or 14 years. At least. And you could, I mean, I could have run my other one longer than that if I chose to, but I kind of wanted a new bed. So that's what we did. And there's a few things different on this bed. For the most part, it's all the same. You know, eventually our air compressor will go right there on top of the fuel tank. The fuel tank is a little bigger. Destry built this tank a little bigger. This is a 124-gallon fuel tank. My last one was 96, I think. So, quick thing about a fuel tank. I think, you know, somebody's going to correct me, I know, and that's fine. But I believe if you're over 119 gallons, you have to have a tanker endorsement to, you know, have it on, haul it, which luckily I have my tanker endorsement, my Class A CDL. So that's not a big problem, but just throwing that out there. Boxes are pretty much the same. I went back with this Montezuma here. Mixed feelings about the Montezumas. I think they're a good box, but at the same time, they're not a good box, maybe. I don't know. Storage is a little... I think these boxes this time, these are a little bigger. He made these here a little bigger. This is a little... And they might not be. It might just be in my head. I don't know. It might be pretty close to the same. You notice we don't have the big locker box here with the compressor right behind because I went with the 60-inch cab to axle configuration this time. But the def fill is right here. I like that. He's made me some hangers right here, which I can easily hang my bars, spare bars. Of course, I always hang my jumper cables there. And I don't have all my tools on here yet. I've just started putting stuff back on the truck. Up here, I usually just keep some odds and ends, usually chains. I don't have any chains in there right now. Spray paint, ether, brake cleaner, fire extinguisher. I like to keep my chains in there as well as some other stuff. Other side, big box there. We got saws in there. You'll find a 661 and the 500i both in here. In here, we've got choker cables and some miscellaneous fluids. I think we've got a 2.5 gallon of that John Deere Gold High Guard thing of def fluid for the 333. Some bells, chokers, cable cutters, etc. Up here, good question. Now, got a lone gallon of bar and chain oil, and we've got some mix. I'll end up putting grease in there. I try to keep everything kind of in the same area for the most part. My lubricants and things like that will all go in there. These boxes are all lockable. Of course, I like it with the polished tread plate on them. Just kind of gives a little flair to set the truck apart. On the back, of course, went to the GPI pump. Again, I think that's a 20 gallon a minute pump is what I put on there. I like the bigger pumps that get the fuel out fast. D-rings, there we go. Everything's pretty fresh coat of paint, everything. Smaller LEDs this time. The D-rings on the old bed were right here, which Destry's got them down here this time. Plug, a little different configuration with our lights this time. I like everything about these beds. They're solid. They're good. If you're in some kind of construction, and Destry's, they've built a ton of these beds. There's several guys around Stockton here where I live that run pretty much the same setup as far as the bed goes. There might be just a few small differences in each one of them, but for the most part, they're all the same. They're just kind of I don't know, utility beds, what I call them. Usually guys that are in construction, some underground utilities, excavation, logging. But I really like them. Like I said, super heavy built, good heavy beds. They're not gonna, they're gonna go through the ringer. If anybody wants a good bed for a truck, seriously, Stockton Truck and Welding, they will make you an incredible bed. Now, on to the next part. So, as I stated before, the Mack is 95% done. When I say 95%, let's go to the 95% on this. So, we don't have our marker lights. They're not in yet. Missing, almost hate to show you guys this, missing our fenders, our minimizers aren't here yet to put over it. And my tag axle. Now I've got a brand new 20,000 pound tag axle ordered. And with the way everything's going right now, they're about 7 to 8 weeks out on that. And that's a long time to have to wait. Yes, I have hauled logs. I've wanted to try it out. Brandon actually come and got the first load there Monday. He tried it out. We just wanted to make sure everything was good with everything on it. Truck's licensed, it's insured, it's good to run up and down the road. We've hauled 3 loads with it this week. I haven't filmed anything with it. Tuesday, we should have all the markers. I'm a little fancy on the lights. I like to be lit up at night. So the bed's done. We'll do a video next week of actually hauling logs. We still got some things that I want to do. Exhaust work for one. wheels. We've got to get the minimizers on, and the tag axle. Got to get the tag on there. Makes all the difference in the world, because when you look at it, this whole bunk back here, this whole back bunk is pretty much over the back drive axle. So a lot of weight on the back of the truck there. Truck handles loads pretty well. Most of the loads I've hauled this week, out of the 3 loads, you know, I scaled them up yesterday using the Timber Tracker app. You can see the logs up there on the yard, way up there. I'm having gravel hauled in because the last couple of years I've been in the process of rocking my log yard up there. I'm going to finish out rocking it, so I've got another load of rock that's supposed to be here any time now. I'll bring the skid steer home this weekend, and we're going to let it dry a day or two before we put that rock down. Because one thing I've learned about rock, if the ground's wet, that rock will just disappear. But if the ground's hard and you put that rock down, it seems to hang around a lot better. Anyway, so like I was saying, just out of curiosity, I scaled the logs using the Timber Tracker app. First load Brandon hauled in, we had 3,260 feet on it. Second load that I hauled in, we had 3,400 feet. And the load yesterday that I hauled in had 2,727 on the footage. The first load Brandon hauled in was the, you know, it had 18 logs on it. The load I hauled in Tuesday and the load I hauled in yesterday each had 14 logs on it. So pretty good size logs when you get down to it, and that's part of it, and that's all with Doyle scale. And really the truck, I tried not to load it super heavy. We were way under the bolsters or the standards there with the load, and there was a lot of space in there. So like I said, just trying to kind of getting my feet wet with it. Not really going through the gauntlet just yet, just kind of giving it a trial run, seeing what it'll do. I think we're going to try to haul logs this weekend. So, but everything's working good. That loader, that Serco 85, super, super strong, super fast. It's a lot of fun to run. It's just it's a good old truck. I wish it had, like everything, I wish it had more power, but I don't care if it had 2,000 horsepower. I'm a guy. It wouldn't be enough. You're always going to want more power. One thing I'd try to take in consideration, whether it's pulling my pintle hitch with my 550s or driving this truck, I don't get in any big hurry. I'm not trying to set land speed records. Whether I'm loaded or running empty, I just take my time, because safety is of my utmost concern for everyone else on the road, and especially for myself and my truck. So I try not to get in any big hurry while I'm driving, especially while I'm loaded. Take my time, just kind of cruise along. The main thing's to get there and get back in one piece and not tear anything up. So we've got some work to do, but so far so good. So hopefully this weekend I'll try to figure out how I'm going to mount the phone, because I'd like to do a video of being in the chair of the Serco up there, up on the pedestal on the tower, and we'll see if we can get some loading action going on. But yeah, I'm happy with it. Brandon did a bang up job on that bed. That is a super nice bed. We've got a ton of compliments on that bed from some other loggers that have actually seen it. It's extremely well built. It's heavy built, and there's one thing I've learned about the logging industry over the years is no matter how heavy you think something is, it's probably never heavy or well built enough, because as loggers, we tend to test the integrity of everything we get around. So that being said, if you're wanting a good log bed or a quote, Brandon is the guy to talk to. He could whip you out a log bed, whether it's behind the cab mount loader like I'm running, or a tail mount loader. Excuse me, he's got some different configuration options there that he could build the bed. So Brandon for the log beds, if you're wanting a log bed, and if you're wanting an incredible truck bed, Destry at Stockton Truck and Welding. Guys, thanks a lot. As always, thank you for watching the channel. We'll definitely try to get some action of the Serco this weekend. If the weather holds off, we had a decent amount of rain last night. They're talking about more rain tomorrow into Saturday. First of next week's looking rainy. Of course, you can kind of tell I sound a little different as I get older. Allergies are starting to be a problem. I didn't used to have allergy problems, but it seems like every year now they start to kind of come at me. So regardless, we're going to work this weekend. We're going to do something. Dad and I have already talked about it. I just don't know what, but we'd like to haul some logs. We've got some logs we need to try to move and get out because of the weather. Just we got a lot of things we need to do. We got some equipment we need to move. The clutch went out of our 440C, so we need to get it home to put a new clutch in that so we can get it back out in the woods and doing things. It's always something when you're logging. It's always something. There's always something broke down or needs fixed or needs attention. It's just the name of the game, I believe. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.